Greetings everyone. Today is Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. It is about 4:40 p.m. Eastern Time here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, and approximately 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy. You can see the variation of the clouds if I go this way. Dark clouds, but in the distance there, if you were to go further toward the east side of Cleveland, you can see the actual bright blue skies. And same thing when you look going the other direction. You got some dark clouds over us, but then you can still see the sun. So it's a bit of a mixed day. It's been pretty rainy over the past couple of days since I've been in Cleveland, specifically starting Sunday evening after the Browns game. Well, initially I wanted to try to do some Halloween videos this week. So after the Browns game, the forecast earlier in the day was showing that it's going to rain after the game. So I was like, oh shoot, I'm not going to be able to do anything. But then right after the Browns game ended, I checked the forecast and it showed that it was just going to be cloudy and only like 15% chance of precipitation. So sort of made the impulse decision, like, oh, let me go out to Lakewood and try to do a video of a bunch of Halloween decorations. As soon as we got out there, the clouds let loose and it just started pouring everywhere. So I was trying to make the video, but just got to a point like some of the decorations were down. It was, got to be cold after the rain had even stopped. So I sort of punted on finishing that on that particular day. And then earlier today, I published a video out on Center Ridge Road near the border of Rocky River in Fairview Park, showing like the old Westgate Mall area. Look at this truck. But anyway, right when I started that video, it had started raining, and it didn't show rain in the forecast, and I was thinking to myself, like, what the heck is going on? But fortunately, the rain only lasted like 5 minutes on that one. It wasn't so hard, so the rest of the video was very pleasant weather-wise. But then here we are now. It was pouring most of today, pouring rain, but the sun is trying to peek out now. There is still a chance that we'll get a little bit of rain drops here and there, but I did bring umbrella this time in case that happens. So enough about the past couple of days. As I mentioned earlier, we're here in downtown Cleveland. Forgot to mention, back at Fenn Tower, where the student housing used to be and hopefully can still be in the future, they do have some fencing really surrounding the property. It's supposed to go out into Euclid Avenue a little bit, the fencing, because I think they're inspecting the condition of the building and how much repairs might cost. Because right now no students are living in there, to my understanding. They're evaluating it for the future. And I'm not sure what the fencing is for here at lot 21. It's usually a small parking lot next to the green space. I mean, I do see some railings on the rooftop of the communications building, so maybe it's a mini construction site for that stuff. And yeah, that's probably what it looks like it is. See how saturated the grass is from all the rain we've been getting. This morning it was actually like little pellets of hail. But this past Saturday I was in downtown Cleveland and did a 1-hour live stream that was predominantly focusing on the atmosphere for the pregame of the Cleveland Guardians Game 5 ALDS game against the Detroit Tigers, which they ended up winning and advancing to the ALCS, where they played the New York Yankees. in game 1 yesterday. Wasn't the result we wanted. Guardians lost 5-2 in that game in New York. They play game 2 tonight in New York again, and then this coming Thursday and Friday evenings, the Guardians will be back in downtown Cleveland. Even the Metro bus that comes from, I believe that's Akron, says Go Guardians on the side of the ribbon where it shows you what the bus route is. It is windy today though, so hopefully the wind is not distorting my commentary too much. Laura R. says, "Hi Chris, welcome back to Cleveland. You survived 2 hurricanes and will have to find a new apartment on higher ground." Yeah, those hurricanes are scary to read about, and we'll see the videos of. We have a relative down there in near the Orlando area. So between Hurricane Helene and Milton, we were trying to constantly look for updates regarding it. You know, a lot of areas ended up being relatively okay, but still, I mean, a lot of areas were ravaged big time. But even the areas that are okay, I can't imagine the stress of doing that year in and year out, worrying about the hurricanes and, you know, trying to go to sleep at night hoping that your house stays up. I wasn't here in Cleveland when the tornadoes hit about 2 months ago, but I know my mom and many others have indicated how excessively strong the winds were at that point up here. That was Cleveland's own taste of disastrous level weather. See, we're at Playhouse Square right now. And you can also see we're doing pretty much our traditional walk that we do so often for these updates, where we get near CSU and try to make my way westbound toward Public Square. I don't think I'm going to go toward Progressive Field today because I spent a good amount of time in that area on Saturday. You can hear some music playing as we pass the theaters. Corval's Bakery. Looks like they're closed at 3 p.m. today. There's supposed to be 2 new restaurants that open near Playhouse Square here. Can't remember the names of them, but I'm not sure if we're going to see the signage for them. Both of the restaurants might actually be like embedded, in inside the tower, inside the Publix Playhouse Square buildings. Sorry, my head's looking to the right, trying to see if there's any signage up related to the restaurants. Yeah, I'll have to look up that stuff again and make sure I point that out at some other time. Something I was thinking about earlier today is I should read to mix it up and do something different. Read some of these signs that I sometimes just pass by. Like right here, you can see a sign that says "Birth of Rock and Roll" about disc jockey Alan Freed. Broadcast from the studios of WJW Radio. Oh, I guess they used to be located on this site. And Leo Mintz, owner of a Cleveland record store, are credited with popularizing the phrase rock and roll music. Freed is considered the father of rock and roll by rock historians for having hosted the first rock concert held on March 21st, 1952 in Cleveland. That concert would have been, drum roll, the Moondog Coronation Ball, I think, right? I was a computer science student when I went to Cleveland State, but of course, when you're in college, you often have to take a lot of general education courses. One of my favorite classes to take that was of the general education variety was The Roots of Rock and Soul and it was taught by a guy named Frank Mazzano. I think he still teaches that course even to this day. Yeah, it was a real informative class for learning all the history of that stuff, and that's where I learned about Alan Freed and many others in the area. And I'm not like a huge music person, but the way he instructed it, taught it, and showed video clips to help, illustrate some of those things. That's one of the few classes where I actually retained a lot of that information well after the fact. Yeah, I was really hoping that scaffolding over there would have been finished sometime this year, but still makes the Playhouse Square area very incomplete. I know they're doing restoration, but it is a long process for restoration. I mean, I know when they did the clock tower restoration at West Side Market, that one took forever, it seemed like, for them to do the restoration on that too. This is one of the other things I wanted to point out. I saw on my way to work in the morning. See how it says Upper Downtown Cleveland, but then on the markings it's showing like 28 miles going eastbound to Paynesville, 55 miles to Ashtabula, 69 miles to Conduit, 98 miles to Erie, 187 miles to Buffalo. And if we keep on rotating around, Warren 52 miles, Salem 63 miles, Youngstown 65 miles, Newcastle 86 miles, and Pittsburgh, boo Pittsburgh, right? 131 miles to Pittsburgh. Let's keep going, checking the other ones. Our nearby neighbor Akron 33 miles, and you got Massillon 52 miles, Canton 56 miles, Alliance 57 miles, and Wheeling 141 miles. And then last but not least, going toward the westbound direction, Elyria 26 miles, Lorraine 28 miles, Sandusky 50 miles, Toledo 112 miles, and Detroit 169 miles. Yeah, so that's at the US Bank Plaza, one of those things, or it looks like it's been there quite a while. I don't know if it mentions how long ago it was installed. There is a sign down there at the bottom that says dedicated by, and it's very faded, but it might say 1999, but it could be some year well before that for all I know, because it's so faded at the moment. And then other little things, like when I know this clock is here, but just looking at the lettering that says Playhouse Square, paying attention, established 1973, the University Hospital's logo. Just trying to bring a slightly different element to the video today. You see these VO bikes that are here. I'm not sure if this is the brand. My mom was pointing out how she started noticing quite a few of these around the city. Crown Plaza. Now those clouds that were not quite over us before, the darker variety of the clouds, are right above us at the moment, so we're getting more of a gloomy picture. You got the Halley building H logo there, and then the signage that says Halley building, the address 1228. See a little bit of the interior there going downstairs, and then the lobby. I believe there's one convenience store in there as well. But one bad thing about this wind is, even if it does start letting loose with the rain, this umbrella is probably not going to do any good, because it'll just get blown into the air. I saw this the other day. I was trying to wonder, like, I don't remember seeing this in the past, but who knows, maybe it's been here a while. But I'm like, is this something that someone just like randomly put up? If you want peace, you won't get it with violence. And down there it says sad boy. So I don't know if that's something that someone just improvised and put up. Feels a little slick on the rain that's dropping, almost like a sleet. Earlier today, I had a dental cleaning at Downtown Dental Services. So this building right here, just go in and press number 2, and then they open the door for you. All right, let me duck over here for a second. I'm going to try opening my umbrella. See, I put this, I knew I should have got my tripod out so I could set the camera down if I needed to. We'll see how often this umbrella goes inside out. You can see the Clevo books. I mentioned this last time I did a live stream down here, how this moved from the 5th Street Arcade and is now located here. I don't know if they have a ton of books, but the store actually goes pretty far back. It looks like they have things spaced out in that Clevo books. And you've got the Heinen's grocery store. If you want to window shop a little bit, you can see that's the dog and cat food. You got the milk bones, medium size for $4.99. All the things on the end cap are there's apple socks 6-pack for like $3.49. Those little things. And I've always said, you know, Heinen's, if you choose to shop there, you're going to pay, you know, overpay for your groceries. But it's, I know they're not just in downtown Cleveland, but I feel like downtown Cleveland residents are accepting of paying that, whatever their costs are in there. I wait for these people to walk by. You see the old signage for the Cleveland Trust, some of the architecture on the arches. And then the lions, I assume those are lions as part of the architecture in the building. Heinen's grocery store at 900 Euclid Avenue. The lion sort of makes me think of the Ghostbusters lions outside of the Manhattan Public Library. You can see the doors, which I assume are probably original to the Trust building. We're at the time of season where the planters here don't really have anything in them anymore. Let's see, is that clock accurate? It probably is. I feel like I've been doing the stream I've been doing it for 22 minutes. So yeah, I'd say that's about accurate. I haven't pulled my watch down. Now one clock that's never accurate, it seems like, is the one on the corner of East 9th and Euclid. It says 4:03. Maybe that one's just only an hour behind. The temperature is accurate, probably 47 degrees. So maybe that's one of those daylight savings things. And it's like when there's really nothing in this building anymore. I don't know if it's just the lower levels that are gone, or my assumption is the entire building is vacant based on the look of the windows, how they're all like faded and dusty looking. My guess is there's like no occupancy in the building. So in that regard, I guess like who would even be checking or managing to set the clock back to the correct time? No one, I guess. See down East 9th Street, you've got part of Progressive Field. Yeah, I think the weather is supposed to warm up and get nice again during Thursday and Friday, so fans going to those games should have a nice experience. The game in New York yesterday was actually very windy, like 23-mile-per-hour winds. So that affected the gameplay a bit. Also had an impact on the Monday Night Football game between the New York Jets and Buffalo Bills that was taking place in East Rutherford, New Jersey. That's where the Jets play. The Jets and the Giants play there. But yeah, anyway, the wind was so much a factor in that game that you had kickers, missing the kicks left and right, including short kicks like a 32-yard field goal or an extra point. I mentioned this the other day during my Cleveland stream, but I'm going to mention it again here. We've got the City Club Apartments, but they did actually come up with a new name for it. I'm going to get back to this Dogtopia in a second. I'm just trying to remember. I believe it's Skyline 776. Yes. So no longer will we refer to these as the City Club Apartments. It's now officially Skyline 776. 776 is the address, so they've just gone with the branding of calling it Skyline. So if anyone says, oh, the Skyline Apartments, that's what this is talking about. And the front of it's pretty much done. It looks like still at the very, very top they have a little bit of the orange color on the exterior that they need to finish up. You can see like the lighting. They haven't put the fixture here. I'm sure there's going to be a big sign that says Skyline 776 in 3D letters, sort of how Dogtopia is right here. So there's room for a couple of businesses in the bottom level of this building, and Dogtopia is actually open already. When I went by the other day, there was a worker working on the dog. You can see what it entails. It's basically a daycare, safe, open play daycare, exercise and education, fun-filled days with their BFFs, best furry friends forever, and live playroom webcams, and you can make reservations. So that's probably, I don't know if they have any of those services in downtown Cleveland. If not, I'm sure this could be a popular thing. But anyway, this, for tourists' sake or residents, this is kind of cool. They have this big dog statue here, and then on the back side of it you have a map of Cleveland, specifically starting in like the downtown Cleveland area. So that green space there is Public Square. The first red line that I'm centering on the camera right here would be Euclid Avenue. I think this other red line that's perpendicular to it, going up and down diagonally, is East 9th. So that's basically where we're at right now. And it doesn't, yeah, it does go to the Cleveland State University Wolstein Center at that big gray area. There's not enough room for it to go further east. You have a little bit of area down here, and then it does cover the flats and a slight portion of the lower west side of Cleveland, like the Ohio City area. That's the St. Ignatius football field. That big red line right there is West 25th Street. So this would be near the West Side Market, and then can't quite tell how far it goes down, but it's kind of a nice little thing to be aware of. And then you can cut through this alleyway to Prospect. Someone put hi, laugh out loud at CVS. CVS Pharmacy, yeah. The one that's still standing in downtown Cleveland. Matt Wadsworth says, always enjoy your Cleveland walking tours and updates. Thank you, Matt. Where Snowbands Persist said, I hate how the lights in front of the new apartments don't match the rest on Euclid Avenue. Good observation. I wasn't looking at that, but let's see. Yeah, so that's a good point. I mean, without looking up, like I was just looking at head level here because I have my umbrella up. It looks like a gray pole here. You got the gray pole there, but I do see the lighting fixture up there has a downward pointing light, like sort of like a street lamp. But yeah, this is more of like a lantern almost. So a different style. You have to wonder, is that, because this part here, you would think that's maintained by the city, right? That's not City Club Apartments putting those in, or the Skyline. So maybe that's, I don't know, do they run out of the old light fixtures and this is just the new ones? Or is it to make it stand out on this property? Let's try to, after the traffic clears here, I'm going to try to see if I can peek inside the lobby from the outside here. You can see they've got some nice couches in the lobby area. That's one of the things. Oh, I mean, technically this isn't a hotel, so I'm calling it a lobby. It's an apartment lobby. I was going to say, if it was a hotel lobby, one of the things is, I don't know if a lot of people know or think of this, but I mean, you can pretty much just go in any hotel lobby you want and sit there and rest, or even like whip out a laptop and do work. I don't know if anyone's going to bother you, but like, no one's ever questioned it when I've done it for like a quick pit stop. The other day I pointed out they've got the lobby area for the apartments there, and then right here there's one door, and right there there's a second door. So I assume that these are going to be two potential businesses that are, I don't know if anyone's tried to occupy them yet, or if they're for lease, or maybe they just will be used for something related to the apartments. But my assumption is they're going to be advertised as two new business opportunities. We'll see if they get filled. You have certain storefronts that don't get filled. Yeah, we did come across the new traffic light at East 4th during our Cleveland Guardians walk. And it was funny, as I was walking by the East, we're not there yet, East 6 is the next one, but the one after that, as I was there, like a car on the live stream blew through the red light. Like I think there was confusion on whether they were supposed to go or not. This is the, I was trying to look for this last time I did a live stream and I passed it up, but this is the new location of the downtown Cleveland Alliance. I recommend following them on social media, whether it be Instagram or X. I'm not sure if they have other platforms, but they do a good job trying to share content around about new things happening or opening or going on around downtown Cleveland. Of course, downtown dog pound. Yeah, that's not the thing to mention right now, unfortunately. The Cleveland Browns, with how bad they've been. And so bad that earlier today they actually traded wide receiver Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills in exchange for a third-round pick. And there was also a swapping of 6th and 7th round picks in that. You can see iHeartRadio doing live on one of their radio station things here. In fact, I think they just mentioned Amari Cooper on the radio that's being broadcast here. Alright, I think the rain stopped. So let me try to take my hood and umbrella down. I brought the huge golf umbrella because I didn't want to get soaked again. But unfortunately, when you walk around with it, it kind of is easy to bump into people, especially when I'm trying to weave in and out and look at certain things. We've got the House of Crail. My conference next year in March 2025 is in New Orleans, Louisiana. So that'll be my first time checking out New Orleans. Hopefully I can try to get a lot of video content there as well, like I've done the past few years in Phoenix, St. Louis, Seattle. Make no mistake, this city is the heartland. You got the coffee shop here, Lionheart Coffee. It's actually pretty busy, very busy. Every table's like full. You got people using their laptops and other stuff. Yeah, look at it. All right. Always nice to see it being full. And maybe I should pop in the 5th Street Arcade for a second here, just to check out at least the latest decorations outside of Coco's chalky paints, since I could see from the street level that we had those like octopus leg things sticking out. Yeah, so they have changed it up for the window displays a bit. You have some greenery here. One of these days I swear I need to reach out to her on Instagram and say, hey, like, would you be interested in a video tour showing off what you have to offer? Narnia. And there's 25,000 square feet in this property because it has multiple levels. So you wouldn't think it's that big, but it is. And then that would be the entrance. The little butler there. And again, you can tell just from looking at the windows how unique and fun some of this merchandise looks. Cute little frog with the stick. And then back there, I don't know if you can see, there's something that caught my eye. It's like a card bag, playing cards on the decorations. It looks pretty nifty. And then up top you've got some like balloons hanging from the sky, hot air balloon decorations. I wonder if this is like a specialty shop next to it. Right here it says welcome to Bella Pop. explore the extraordinary. Is that just a buzzword they're using, or is this like a shop within Coco's? Because there is a separate door to that. But then you've got the rest of the 5th Street arcade here. And then Revi Fair Trade. Oh, look at the offshoot merchandise. Like, you don't see that anywhere. A Cleveland Browns helmet with a yellow face mask and then the new Dog Pound logo on it. You can tell someone custom made that. Same thing with that that thing there. And all the merchandise. It's got a unique twist on it. I don't know, if I as a diehard Browns fan, I'd be seeing the yellow face mask and be like, eh, I'm not gonna buy it for that, and also slapping the logo on it. It's different, but like, I don't, when it comes to team logos, I don't want different, I want the actual thing, if that makes sense. Thank you, Glogati. Great to have you on the stream too. Yeah, the wet weather probably could be a factor why people are having to drink hot coffee there. But look, we got the sunshine coming out again. Outside of Colosso Cupcakes, I always love that big cupcake jetting out from the building, excuse me. Rocket Fizz. See, not sure if they have any Halloween decorations up. Sometimes at Christmas they put up Christmas flair. They got the leaves down the side. Oh, it looks like they would have had an inflatable minion here, but it's not plugged in. He would have had the Happy Halloween sign up. Maybe they deflated it because they got a little ladder there. Oh, they do have like the little rest in peace sign. There's a skeleton head, another rest in peace sign. Googly eyes. Try our gyros. Best steak in gyros #2. This is what some of the viewers were referencing earlier about the new traffic signal at East 4th Street in Euclid. So it says crosswalk, stop on red, proceed on flashing red when clear. I guess I have seen one of these like in Utah. And it's made its way here, but I think people are still a bit confused when you see the flashing red. The Amazon truck may be getting in our way here. So right now it's nothing, so I guess that means you can go. Personally, I'd rather see a sign that just had stuff people are familiar with, like green, you know, if you can go, just have it stay as green. If it's gonna be like, I don't know. To me, it's not the norm. So someone just pressed the light and you can see it's flashing yellow. So flashing yellow means I guess you can still go, but then it changes to dark red, and this is when you're supposed to stop, when you have the double red light. That one's at least a little bit clearer. Let's go ahead and cross. But then when this is what I hate, it flashes red, so it tells the cars, okay, you can proceed if it's clear. But I don't think that's, I don't know. I don't like, my first instinct is I just don't like it. Yeah, exactly. A driver's education manual doesn't keep up with the new tech, so if it's not something that drivers see every day, and like this is the first time they're encountering it, they're trying to decipher it on the fly, and to me, they're gonna like go on their instinct or not even notice it, and they'll just drive regardless of seeing passengers or not. As a walker, though, this intersection, unless it's a event day, like there's a big event going on, you can pretty much walk, use your own judgment. I don't need to press the light. Like, look at the traffic right now, like this person's doing. You just walk. You trust your judgment and go. Now, obviously, if you're like an elderly person that can't go super fast, that may be a different story. You want to, but at the same note, I just don't trust the cars. Here's the old chocolate bar location, which is now Flight Social.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And the sign there says it's open. They do need to get a sign up here. Hopefully that happens in the future, because I think that would, make it more apparent that they're open. Right now, it doesn't. I don't know what their hours are. It doesn't look like it's busy. But let me pop in to the old arcade for a second here at least. And I thought something new was supposed to be coming in here as well, replacing the ice cream shop. I thought a new ice cream shop was going to be coming in. It looks like some of the design is being put up, because I don't think that's how it was before. It's kind of a fun look. And over there it says "Stop Beyond This Door is Reality." Probably where the rest of the ice cream would be located. So you've got Pizza 216 there, which is usually having a good crowd. This is the Flight Social. Again, not sure what their hours are. They really need to do a better job if they are open right now with the signage. Right now, there's, I think, one person at the bar area. And they have some of the Flight Social logos, like you can see the, what do you call it? Not the napkins, but the table settings are like folded into a airplane shape. You got people shooting photos on the lower level. Interesting, I see these red curtains that are up right now. I don't recall those being up before on the edges of the ends. Oh, they're taking pictures like for maybe a couple, so I don't want to get in their way. Yeah, all of these ones that have the vacant businesses, they have the red coverings on them now. But still the beautiful architecture as you walk through this building. Nature Girl says memories of Scotto's Pizza. Now was Scotto's, remind me, was that where Scotto's was? Where Pizza 216 was? Or was Scotto's where Vincenzo's was? If Scotto's is where Vincenzo's used to be, then Vincenzo's is where Geraci's is present day. So that would be the arcade on Prospect. But I can't recall if Scotto's was a different location. So dead now, says Zythra. Yeah, this one is always dead. But because it's a hotel, there's no issue with its staying in operation. I mean, all these rooms are fairly well occupied. I still wish it would be more busy. The U.S. Post Office is probably one of the busiest spots in here during the day. And yes, it's supposed to be one of the first indoor shopping mall. This is probably what it looked like back in its heyday. Wasn't so dead back then. But Hyatt Regency Hotel now on the upper levels. Let's see what type of visitor information a hotel in Cleveland has. Oh, you got Boo at the Zoo, Massillon Museum, Funny Bus, Ohio Caverns, Candy Warehouse. I think that's for, what's that called? Why am I drawing a blank on the name of that? Sweeties, yeah. Official travel guide for Canton, Toledo, Youngstown, Mohican. Not so much Cleveland representation. You do have Steelyard Commons down there. So Nature Girl, you said Scotto's changed their name to Vincenza's. So yeah, that would have been in the 5th Street Arcade at the very end. Oh, I was gonna say, as soon as I walked out here, I was like, oh boy, did it get hotter outside? No, there's a heating lamp right here. So I'm sure that makes sense why I always see those valet workers stand in this area. 'Cause it's nice and warm there. Oh, they put the crosswalk thing here too. So they also have that new cross signal at between East 6th and East 3rd on Superior. And again, it flashes red, so now the cars can go, which, don't get me wrong, I do understand to a degree. If all drivers were good and can use their judgment, and yeah, like once the walker passes you, it makes sense to let them, let the cars on that side of the road start going. I just don't I don't trust by nature a lot of drivers. Always love coming in the Eastman Reading Garden. Still have a lot of greenery for the fall season, but at least in this garden area you see the yellow leaves from the top of these trees starting to hit the ground. It makes you think of the fall here. Well, of course, now they have the fountain. I think I came by here in August, if not August, and it was July, and the fountain wasn't on. I was like, oh, it was a perfect day too. Now on a 44 degree day, it's on. The water is kind of like shooting in a pattern that it normally wouldn't. Normally it's a nice stream that just goes straight downward, but I assume because all those leaves are caught in the lettering, the water's kind of just shooting out every which way. They have a solar-powered recycling and trash compactor here, so trash only. So I guess you put your trash in there, put it down, it's supposed to compact it, and powered by the solar energy, so that's interesting. And over there, that one's recycling only, cans, bottles, or paper. These two guys just make a deal. Oh, sorry, not two guys. I wasn't even looking at both of them. The one on the left's a guy with a dollar sign, and the one on the right has a like tank top bra on, I guess. Okay, let's cross here. know what's interesting? I just see there must be a restroom that the RTA drivers on their layover here can use at the Drury Hotel. I guess that fits what I was saying earlier about, you know, feel free if you're a visitor to the city to just go inside of any hotel that you see in the lobby area. That must be what they're using for their restroom breaks. Up ahead of us you can see the Sherwin-Williams building. I made a point on my pregame stream the other day of talking about how when it's a clear blue sky, even now, like, it sort of gives you a transparent look. I mean, you obviously can tell it's a building, but because the clouds are reflecting off of it, to a degree it blends in with the background. They just have that little piece in the middle of the building on the left side to finish for construction of the outside. Their layover isn't long enough to go to the bathroom, or you can go in there and show us what happens. So yeah, with the strong winds right now, even back here at the Fountain of Eternal Youth, you feel the water droplets hitting my face. Still, that's a nice shot. If you just saw that right there, you wouldn't necessarily know that it's 45-degree weather. And you got the Huntington Convention Center. Always a pretty sight. Abraham Lincoln. I feel like I may have featured it once in a video, but I don't come over here that often, so let's freshen it up a bit. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. Let's see if we can challenge ourselves and maybe get the channel up to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And it has his Gettysburg Address, or part of it here. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal now, and so forth. Drury Plaza Hotel. I'm not going to go in it. I don't know. Yeah, especially when you see a security person at the front. But my impression is that the lobby here isn't anything to write home about. Interestingly enough, though, I do see, you can sort of see it through the stream. There are like a mural over there on the entranceway. A mural over there. Yeah, if you're not filming, by all means, like, go into all these hotels, see what type of artwork and other unique stuff they have in them. You'll find some pretty cool stuff. Well, you got some architectural things here. Planet Earth above it. Alright, so we're going to try to head to George Voinovich Park, right up against the lakefront. And that's where we'll probably wrap up today's live stream. Don't leave now because it's still going to take us like 10 minutes or so to, or more, maybe 15 minutes to walk down there. But there is a new memorial statue that they just had the ceremony for the other day, so we're gonna highlight that, and then I'll probably, after the live stream, shoot like a separate short little clip with my high quality camera that features that new statue. Right now we're at the corner of East 6th Street and St. Clair. Across the street from the Westin Hotel. I guess I haven't looked up quite before to pay attention and notice that there's a sort of a nicely blended in parking garage. Above that you can see the cars on the upper levels. Behind us is the Lincoln building. Not sure if anything is actively in there. Sort of looks, from the exterior, relatively. I always look at the windows on a place to judge whether I think it's vacant or not. The windows on there, I mean, I do see a light. Maybe it's not vacant. The windows just look all faded. Got some cones up here, otherwise I was going to try to go a little bit closer to this. Probably not going to do me any good, but I'll go this way instead, just in case that street's a wind tunnel for some reason. East 9th is actually usually the one that's a wind tunnel. That's where we're headed. Yeah, inside there you've got the Westin lobby. And you might be able to see, like, far on the left side there, I know we're looking through the window, but they have one of those Cleveland guitars, which I still think would be, if I had a lot more time on my hands, I would try to go through and physically count and document where I found all the Cleveland guitars over the years. Guitars that were decorative and once featured all at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now they're scattered throughout downtown Cleveland and some parts outside of downtown Cleveland too. Wind interference, Nature Girl says. Yeah, unfortunately there's nothing I can do about the wind. Hopefully it settles down a bit. If I feel it being super windy down East 9th Street, I'll probably limit my commentary just because of that. So let's give it a shot down here. Doreen says, cleanest city I've ever seen. Yeah, overall they do, I'd say, a solid job cleaning up the city. You'll often see some of the downtown Cleveland Alliance workers, or I'm not sure if it's those workers or someone, maybe it's a different organization, but you do see them throughout the city just being a presence, picking up stuff. The sudden turn in my camera was because the big wind gust blew the gimbal sharply to the right. And bear with me, I'm just going down to the lake. Even if you won't be able to hear the commentary on the way there, just keep in mind that I'm going to be showcasing the new memorial down there. And if it's not too windy down there, I'll try to read whatever description they have about the memorial. It's windy, but it's really not that bad if you're dressed in layers. Like right now, I still haven't needed my gloves. I was debating whether to wear them before the video or not, but when I first went outside, I tested it, and I was like, yeah, hands are going to be better without the gloves. Yeah, always nice when you time it. Some of the scooters blown down. Those scooters are hard to keep upright when you have heavy winds. Even across the street, one of those electric bicycle rentals blown down. Recently they announced plans that on that street that is down this way alongside Lakefront Airport, they're going to carve out a dedicated bicycle path that helps you connect to the east side of Cleveland. Right now a lot of people still use it for biking, but they have to use the street, and it's not a very heavily trafficked road, so you can manage with it. But it's always nicer when you have a true dedicated path and can feel more confident as a bike rider. This looks new to me. I mean, it reminds me of that hand crank that we've seen before with the little arches and how it lights up. But it says turn the crank and enjoy the music, and try not to step in the mud here.
Cleveland welcomes fans of the 2024 Cleveland welcomes fans of the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Ozzy Osbourne to the land.
Okay, so I mean, it's pretty cool, but in order for it to keep playing, you gotta keep turning it. So I think that is something separate, probably, that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame put in, or I don't know, maybe the city to help promote it. Someone put a master lock on this gate. There's also a banner here, the land for life. It's on both sides. You'll probably get a better perspective from a distance. guitar over here that's new. Huh. I mean, it's in the sort of in the shape of a guitar. Feels a little bit incomplete. But yeah, Le Mans Studio, it's the same organization that put up those other things I was referencing. It's like a half guitar, but I feel like the top half of the guitar on that side is missing or something. Still a nice little addition, although someone's already tried to graffiti on it. Right now there's no cars coming behind us, but still hoping that that light, that right left arrow changes to red before I go. You know what? Forget it. Because then traffic may come through the other way. So this is the North Coast Harbor area. And over there, North Marginal Road is the road I was talking about, where they're going to, I forget what the timeline is, but they're going to work out and put a dedicated bike path on that route. Long live rock. They often rotate the logo that's in the letter O for the word rock. Currently it says P, which I assume is something related to Progressive Insurance. But you have the construction work going on over here related to the big expansion that they'll be doing to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's probably not anything that we can really discern other than them digging things up. Let me take a quick peek over there for a second. Step over the puddle here. Maybe further down, if we get a view, we can see. Looks like there might be a slight foundational thing being put in the ground. Oh yeah, there is a foundation being set. I can see it through the thing. I'm trying to see if there's a, I know I can duck down, but I'm trying to get to the midpoint here. See if there's an opening. Nah, not really. So let me go through like right here. Yeah, it might be better a little bit further down. Let me get to the spot where I think you can see more of it. I feel like right around here, maybe. Yeah, so that, see that thing in the ground? appears to be like a new foundation that they're building for the expansion. Maybe also a foundation for a walkway or bridge, I'm guessing, to help go across from the existing building whenever they complete that. Sorry, it's getting blurry. Let me zoom in. So there's still much progress to be done on that. I need to look up online and try to remind myself of what the timeline is for that. So we get a shot of some of the downtown Cleveland buildings from this perspective. It looks like you've got a group of arrivals coming to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Mental note to myself, I need to still try to do a vlog where I splice together a bunch of clips in a short period of time. Well, they're being like filmed like they're coming down the red carpet or something. A vlog showing the inside of some of it. I've said before, whenever I do a video of the inside of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it will not be a full tour by any stretch. It'll be short clips, like 10 seconds I show something related to Elvis Presley, then another 10 seconds I'm somewhere else showing a quick cool exhibit, and all that spliced together maybe like in a total video length of like 8 to 10 minutes, giving you a snapshot of the birthplace of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So now we are continuing our journey down. Oh yeah, induction week, that's right. Induction week for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think the monument is located straight ahead, meaning I keep walking straight right up to the lake. It's believed that possibly as soon as this week, the Haslam's will reaffirm their commitment to moving forward with the plans for the Brook Park Stadium and moving the Cleveland Browns there whenever that stadium is finished. You can see all the seagulls enjoying their resting spots on the little piers. was thinking it was in that corner, but I don't see it right now. When they've redone the area down here, yeah, with all the construction stuff here, I didn't see that in the picture, so it must be located in a different part of the plaza. Walk around, we'll find it. I mean, it's not a big plaza, so, or not a big park, so it shouldn't escape us for long. Maybe it's on the other end. I guess they're going to be replacing some of those pavers along the construction. Ah, there he is. So yeah, he's on this end of the park. I was in the wrong quadrant. Nature Girl asked, when would the Browns move take place? I think it's like 2028. Around that time. Because they would have to take a few years to build the stadium. Yeah, you have a nice little gathering down here too, within the new plaza. I didn't think anyone would be down here. It's pretty cool to see. Nice little crowd. See, the sign says the Lone Sailor Plaza. So this is a brand new portion of the park that was put in. You can see they also got some new benches. There's a description sign over there as well as the one over here. I think this is a big group of like truly, tourists visiting, maybe. The Lone Sailor represents men and women who have served or serving, will serve in the sea services of the United States of America. He is called the Lone Sailor, yet he is hardly ever alone. About 25 years old, the senior second-class petty officer who is fast becoming a seagoing veteran. You've got more monument-related things. From what I read online, I believe there's like 17 or 18 of these that exist in the, you can see the seagull sitting on top of the Lone Sailor. But I believe there's like 17 or 18 of these that exist. And this is one of them now featured in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It says USS Cleveland Legacy Foundation. Some more dedications, people who probably contributed to the funding of this. happens to the stadium downtown? Well, you know, before the Browns were going to move, there was a whole Lakefront proposal plan that would have included Brown Stadium, where they wanted to build a big land bridge that goes from the Mall C over the highway to the toward the lakefront area, and then they were to build new buildings, put a park-like atmosphere in front of Brown Stadium, or between Lake Erie and Brown Stadium, and a host of other things. But if you don't have the football team there, I mean, my assumption is they would tear down the stadium. Then the question is, do they proceed forward with trying to get funding to develop the lakefront and build a park, or do they just, abandon the whole plan altogether? And then we'll wrap up the live stream here, and then I'm going to head back separately and do like I said, a high quality video shoot of that lone sailor. But outside the Cleveland script sign, you have the little fall season representation of the hay bundles and pumpkins, although the one pumpkin looks kind of sad right now. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for tuning in again. We will see you next time, everyone.